If you are fed up of generic presentation created by Copilot or Claude, then worry not guys. In this video, I am going to show you how you can customize your presentation based on your company layout or your company schema using Claude. And before we proceed further, let me also talk about some prerequisites. So the first prerequisite is you need to have Claude license. So that's how you can install this Claude plugin. Once you have this Claude plugin, all we need to do is we need to, first of all, type what this presentation is about. For example, let's say I work for a company known as Tata Motors, and I'm gonna write here, help me to create a new product strategy for Tata Motors, where we will be launching 5 new vehicles in 2027. These vehicles will be 3 SUV and 2 hatchback, and I am writing just like that, and then I'm gonna say you need to make presentation utilizing the following assets that I'm attaching. And now I'm gonna click here on plus and I'm going to click on add file and photo. Now the next thing here I'm gonna do is I am going to download publicly available assets from internet. Now you need to make sure that you take consent from your company if we can really use company asset, or maybe at least you can use the publicly available assets published by your company. So again, we took example of Tata Motors, so I'm gonna quickly go here, Tata Motors, and I will try to get the logo of it, probably this one. And let's save this image as, and I'm gonna save it here. Additional to logo, maybe let's say I also have got assets. Let's say this is one such car that the company is thinking of launching, and I also have saved it, car one. And maybe in this way we can save all the cars. Let's say this is another one, this is another one, and so on. Now what I'm gonna do here is I am going to pick all these assets. And probably one more thing I need to do is I need to also take a screenshot of one slide template, or maybe the entire master slide that you can add here. And then if you hit OK, now Claude have started working its job, and let's see the slide that it come up with. Now you can see, the Claude is very intelligent. It's going to ask you context. Since it found that the amount of detail that I have provided is not good enough, so now it is asking me write context. And the first one here is, who is your primary audience? So I'm gonna say board or executive leadership. If let's say you are doing it for someone else, you can specifically mention it here. All right, now here it is saying how deep the deck go. So I'm gonna say the largest one. Let's go comprehensive. And then okay, so here you can see what is the powertrain mix of all these 5 vehicles. So here again, I think we need to add more items. Let's go mix, which is EV, ICE, and hybrid. And now here you can see the visual style reference. So I'm gonna say Tata Corporate Blue. Now, of course, the more the context you provide, better, it will be more aligned to what you are looking for. And here again, you can see that these are the proposed slide. If you want to make any changes, you can do that. Else you can simply ask or reply go to move ahead. So I'm gonna reply go, and let's see the magic. And seems like we also saw some of images that we provided where it was not able to read. But that's okay. Those were for reference, but we could have fixed it by changing their format. Now all we need to do is we need to wait till it creates this whole presentation. And here you can see we started seeing the Claude in work. And first thing you can see here, it have used the images that I have provided. So Tata Motors logo and this image got inserted, and you just wait for whole magic, because of course this is not the way we want it to be, because this is not completed yet. And here one more thing you can see, as I was mentioning initially, after creating the slide here, it started fixing the issue by itself. And then it detect the logo initially was overflowing by 2.4 point, and it itself fixed it. It also fixing slide 8 to 11 and slide 14 timeline. Now again, in the end, it is again visually verifying all the slides. Again, it found some issue, and then it will fix it again. So it is now trying to fix slide 6, which is this issue, and probably it will fix it by itself. There you go. Now it is fixing slide 14. Let me go with it. And you can see further made changes on slide 14. Now it is adding slide text, which I think I still need to see. Oh, now it is entering pre-launch tiles and footers. So in short, I would say it's going to check, recheck, re-verify, and finally give you polished slide that is custom made based on the context and the company assets you provided in terms of color schema, in terms of company logo. Best if you can provide company slide to it. Alright, so finally here we can see our presentation is ready, and let me quickly go through it. So this is how it look, and of course I would say maybe this does not exactly match what Tata Motors used to do, but I am not aware of what kind of layout they have. But if let's say you have your company layout or company template, and you can let Claude know what color scheme or color template your company prefer, you can simply add it, and then based on that the Claude will create exact same presentation. If you remember, what we gave it to Claude was this image and Tata Motors logo, and it tried to place it as it should be. And we can see here we were talking about product strategy, which is exactly it came up with. And then if we see here the content or agenda, it also looks exactly the same that we defined. However, there is this line that we need to probably manually adjust and is part of template. So if something is part of template and you cannot touch it, simply you need to press shift and need to click on this icon. This will take you to the master slide where you should be able to make adjustments and changes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shift it a little bit down so that our second slide looks good. Alright, now let me again go back here in slide mode, and now see we just fixed this line, and then here now we can see how our content look like. If you think that there is still problem, or you are not satisfied with some kind of template, because here also we are seeing this line, we always can fix it by asking AI to do this for us. Or what we can do is we can fix such small issue manually by simply going here, and then probably I can really keep it down to this point, or if needed we can delete it as well. Alright, so now you can see how this line look like, and that's how we fixed it. Overall, I would say the entire presentation looks great based on the content we provided. So we can see we talk about launching of 5 different vehicles. You can see first one, the images we provided, and then Claude is competent enough to dig out information about this model, and then it put all these information here, and then here it came up with its own naming conventions. So I think there is enough information available in the internet, and then it offered Harrier hybrid that have a fuel efficiency of 22 kmpl. Then Nexon Pro, which is really nice a way of naming it. Then the Bolt EV and Indica Neo. Now here you can see the competitive positioning, how Tata Motors car being positioned against competitor. And we can also show and realize when we talk about some of major car player in India, there is no alternative from Maruti Suzuki of Avinya Coupe, which is true. And we can have here a new name. Probably this is a concept car, that's why it came up with. But you can see here how beautifully the competitive position is being created. So the key here is the more context, more data you provide, it will generate a more predictable result. So let's wrap up this video on how you can really customize the way AI generate presentation based on your company asset, your company style. Hope that you find this video helpful and informational. If so, then please make sure you subscribe to Technoholic to see more such content related to office productivity. And I will catch you soon with one such another video. Till then, you take care and bye-bye.